Isn't the lovely? So beautiful. Oh, what was stupid? That was have a top on it. No. Well, hello everyone. Good day, good morning. Another day to be alive, another day to be inside. I think most of the world now is quarantined inside. But today I'm very excited because a thing I've been working on for the past few weeks is finally ready. Kombucha! Yeah. I love this kombucha thing here. Got this big, it's like 2.5 gallon, and of course you can do smaller things, but what's great about it is it has a little spout, and the spout, that's my hair. The spout makes it really easy to taste the kombucha. So, you know, once it starts to hit that point of starting to ferment, I can taste it, and it's really up to your own preference. When you're making kombucha, it's like, you know, if you like it a little bit sweeter, you can pull it a little bit early. If you like it a little more fermented, you can do that. Also, what I usually do is I'll take, this is 2.5 gallons, I'll take about 2 gallons of it and make kombucha out of it. And then I'll leave it sit with the SCOBY in there, and it will actually turn into vinegar, and kombucha vinegar is freaking amazing. I also have a heating element on here. So I also wanted to quickly talk about, I'm going to show you how I flavor some kombucha and to kind of use what I have around, especially things that are starting to go in the fridge. But I just wanted to quickly talk about one of the most important things I ever learned about, hey, look at this lady, look at this lady. Oh. One of the most important things that I ever learned about fermentation by my good friend Jeremy Umansky. And Jeremy, you can check out his Instagram. He's super awesome, TM Gastronaut. And basically I was asking him, I said, so when it comes to fermentation, there's this kind of interesting line, like how do you know if something is fermenting or something is spoiling? And he said, well, first off, when it comes to fermentation, good bacteria tends to like similar climates to what we like. You know, as humans, we tend to, if you think about what you feel comfortable in, probably somewhere in like the 65 to 80-ish degree range, they tend to thrive really well. If it's too cold or too hot, it's definitely a problem. So kind of thinking about like the good bacteria that ferments things well that we enjoy tends to enjoy similar climates to us, which is a good thing because that means that oftentimes just the general temperature of our home is going to be a good place to ferment things. And of course there's a million factors, but it's a good thing to know. But then I asked him, I said, well, so how do you know if something is fermenting or something is spoiling? And he had a really interesting but simple answer. And basically, oh, I know, we gotta to pet you and hold this freaking tripod up my arm. This is a testament to my strength. So I was asking him about spoiling versus fermenting, and he said, well, you know, as long as you create the right conditions for anything in life, if you're creating the right conditions with the temperature and moisture and humidity and different things like that, that things will ferment. Now, if something is in the wrong conditions, of course, things can spoil. But the way to know is really your smell. So if you smell, sometimes like I'll ferment something like sourdough, I'll make a sourdough starter, and from afar it can almost smell like a fart. Which is kind of funny. Some people are like, what does that smell? Did somebody fart? But then you smell it and you smell the sweetness and you kind of notice the nuances. However, if something is rotten, it's going to smell like death. So if you can go up to something, it might be kind of funky. Like cheese is really, blue cheese is funky, you know, and sauerkraut is funky. But if you can put your nose in it and smell it, and you're not just like, oh my god, like, you know, you're not like taken aback. Kind of like with fish, like, you know, fish shouldn't smell like gross and fishy. It should smell like nice and clean. So in the case of fermentation, when you're smelling it, you notice the nuances. If something is spoiled, that's a problem. But same thing with like milk, for example. A lot of people are like, oh, the milk's sour, it's bad. And it's not that it's bad, it's actually turning into cheese in the fridge. So if you have sour milk, it's not rotten milk, it's not going to necessarily make you sick. But when you smell it, it's going to be off. And what's funny about sour fermented things is if you're smelling sauerkraut, you're expecting it to be sour. If you're smelling milk, you're not expecting it to be sour. So if it is sour, it might throw you off and you might think it's bad or it's spoiled, it's rotten. But actually it's just beginning the phase of its kind of its next evolution of growth. And to me that ties into this sort of eat or die, because as humans it's all about the consumption of life. So that was just a little bit of a quip. Of course, again, I started this series because I want to just share what's going on in life. Actually, not trying to fabricate videos that I think you'll just like or that it's clickbait so much as just doing things that I enjoy and saying, hey, this is what I'm doing in my day-to-day life, and I can share a piece of that with you to maybe inspire you to get off the internet and actually go into your life watch the video, or even if right now you're feeling inspired, turn the video off and literally just go do the thing. Because I'm not here to get you sucked into watching more videos so much as to go get in your kitchen and have some fun, or take a walk, or go dance, or something like that. And if you want to learn more about just ways to live a good life, click the link below. You can check out my book, Conversations with Your Best Friend. It's only like $3.30 for the Kindle version right now, and $3.31, and you get access to all of my old cooking videos through that, which is a nice little bonus if you ever need a little extra hit of inspiration. But I think now it's time to go ferment some kombucha. Well, flavor some kombucha. Hey, nice pants. Two quick things that are crushing it. One, the skeins in water, I change it every day. They're like I cut them often, they're shooting up, so that is just super cool. Also, I made this hand lotion. It's really dry here. Coconut butter, basically all the oils that I cook with, olive oil and avocado oil, and I just kind of mix it together, and it's been working great. It smells great, feels great. Also, my sprouts that I just showed in the other video, they're starting to really sprout right now, so they should be done in a few days. Make sure you keep watching them, but you can see how they're sprouting, and eventually they'll start to turn green. Get the green leaf, and that's a good sign. Alright, so I'm just kind of using whatever I got in the fridge here, and strawberries, things that need to go, blackberries, raspberries, ginger, these kumquats that I brought back from California, mango, pear, apple, 2 car oranges, and hibiscus tea that we brewed up. And it's really simple. You just kind of cut everything up, put it in your bottles, and add the kombucha, and then let it sit for a couple days, burping them every once in a while, and then you have delicious probiotic tea, essentially. It's sparkly and magical. Just a quick note, the cool thing about kombucha is you can pretty much go to your grocery store, which is one of the few places people can still go, and get everything that you need to make kombucha. So, of course, the main thing you need is a SCOBY. And if you don't have a SCOBY, just find a kombucha. GT's actually makes a great one. Find a kombucha that's original, like unflavored kombucha. Buy that, and you can actually make your own SCOBY from that. There's videos online, but you essentially just let it sit out, and the natural SCOBY in there will eventually develop to a full SCOBY. Then you take some sort of black tea, get black tea bags, and cane sugar. Use organic cane sugar, and water, and that's all you need. And then, of course, you have your flavoring and your bottles. There's different ways to bottle it. You can make it in things. Even if you want to make a small batch, if you have like a bigger size mason jar, kind of like one of these big boys back here, you can make kombucha in that and have fun with it. Alrighty, got all the stuff. Apples, pears. I'm really excited about the kumquats. I've never used kumquats. And I've got my juice. For oranges, you would just basically juice it. I'm just going to pour it in here, all these bottles, and then we'll kombucha it up. Pear. So essentially what's happening here is we've already fermented the kombucha, and this is the second ferment. So I'm putting in fruit, and the kombucha is going to eat the fruit and then produce gas. So the kombucha is already done, but this is how you flavor it and also get it carbonated, because basically since this is going to be covered, once I pour the kombucha in, this will be locked down. It will produce gas in here, and then when I open it, so you basically have to burp it. This thing fell off, it's okay. You have to burp it every couple days. Actually, really every day, or if not twice a day, depending on the thing. But basically what that means is once the kombucha's in there, and this thing is on properly, you just open it up, and you want to be careful because it can explode everywhere, but you're basically releasing some of the buildup in the gas and building more carbonation over time. And then after a few days, once you feel good about it, you put it in the fridge, and at that point it will stop fermenting, which is really nice. It will just chill in the fridge, and then you open it up, and you got a fresh, crisp thing of bucha. Okay, pear. And you don't need too much, Actually, a pear, ginger, I think would be quite lovely. So throw a little bit of that. It's like I have like a little salad bar, kombucha bar stuff here, and I can just kind of add in whatever I want. Maybe a little bit more pear. But yeah, you don't need too much to really flavor these things. And some people will just puree it. I like to do it in chunks, but sometimes you can also, of course, just blend up the pear and everything, and or even like juice it and then just put that in there. That's another great way, but I kind of like having the chunkiness in there. I like a little chunky. Okay, let's check out these kumquat situations. You've got your cum in your quat, and you cum the quat. That's a bad song. I know, we're all adults here. Come on, people. We're all adults. All right, let's see. I feel like that's pretty good. Get in there, get in there. And one of the things, whenever you're doing home projects, is there's a lot of patience involved because you're doing every single step. You know, you can just go to the store and buy kombucha and drink it, but it's the process that I actually really love and appreciate. So I used to feel like I just wanted to have the end result. It's like growing a fruit tree. I used to just want to have the tree done so I could eat off of it, but I start to appreciate the actual process as much. And so if you're enjoying the process and you're present with it, you're getting as much reward as you'll get when you actually sit down to eat that thing. Okay, that looks really nice. Next. What do we have here? I don't know. How about a mango for my bro? I don't know if life will change, but I'm okay with whatever comes my way. Ho, 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 do, 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 making kombucha every day. Ho, 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 singing a song I made up, it's okay. Get that out of there, who knows why? Is there a man named Marty McFly from Back to the Future? He is funny because he goes back in time and could make a lot of money. If only we could go back in time and we'd see that everything's fine. But instead we live in the present, which is really the only place to be. I always feel like somewhat of an even playing field with y'all because even if I've maybe cooked longer or whatever the heck, but because I'm trying to film a video at the same time, I feel like, okay, we're even. Now I should say with the kumquats, I don't, usually because I juice orange, I'm curious how these will be bitter. It might become bitter because of the rind, but who knows? Again, experiment. Find a balance of experimenting and knowing what you're doing. Have some fun, give yourself a little leeway. Oh yeah, look at that. Wouldn't you know? Actually, you know what would be really nice? Little hibiscus situation in there. Oh yeah. What we'll do is we'll fill up another one. Same deal. Hibiscus in both. What? This piece of, that's one fine piece of orange. That is one fine piece of orange. Hibiscus. Now these are actually more typically these darker ones, I think for beer. I think I got them from my brother who gave me some beer that he made, which I have not yet to make beer. Honestly, I'm not a big drinker. The reason I love kombucha is because I grew up drinking a lot of soda. I do not drink soda at all. Nada, not period, not even in years. And I drink very, very, very little alcohol. As you've probably seen, I'm a plant medicine guy. I like things that grow from the ground. You can check out, I did a whole video on ayahuasca on my channel about my experience with it. So as you can see, I enjoy those things. But I just don't really vibe with alcohol. Like getting drunk is very, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Like it's not something I'm like, oh, I'm an alcoholic, I need to stop drinking. It's just like, I just kind of lost my interest in it. That being said, every once in a while having a good beer, I appreciate that. So maybe one day I'll do some beer brewing, but who knows. For now, kombucha kind of satisfies all the cravings. All the cravings go in. How exciting is it? Okay, we got the strawberries. I'm spilling stuff all over the table, but I will eat that and give it to Freya as well. Raspberry one. These are like almost, they're like so ripe right now. They're like almost basically just jam. I'm gonna do blackberries in there too. Get in there. Shovel you guys right in there. That's right. That's the good stuff right there. You just go. Free. Never have too much ginger in the booch. Got the ginger going into the boocha. Zabucha. Zabadabucha. Zabadabucha. This little guy can get some apple. Haven't done the apple yet. Apple. And you could do one that literally has all of them and just see what happens. Could be actually nice, like apple, strawberry, ginger. Make your own flavors. You can use spices. I could add cinnamon in here. Oh man, cinnamon. I just got some good cinnamon. All right, you're going in, cinnamon. Cinnamon in. Cinnamon in. Cinnamon in. What? Not too much, no. I just had some cinnamon in this one though. Be dope. Whoa. All right, let's bottle these suckers. All right, let the bottling begin. All right, let's bottle some booch. So very simple. There's different methodologies I've heard, but you essentially just get it in there, get it in there. And some people say to like kind of stop it right around here, like leave a little space. I've also heard mixed things on that, but I'm gonna go a tiny bit higher because I'm gonna lose some probably when it squirts out. Look at that. How beautiful is that too? Kind of like the snow globes. Let's see what you got. Come quiet. Wow. Isn't she lovely? So beautiful. Oh, what was stupid? I have a top on it. No. No. Sometimes I'm such a silly person. All right. Now, very final thing to do. Every day, check it, and if it seems really active, maybe twice a day. Certain things are gonna be more active, like blueberries are super active. But every day, go like this, and the first couple days there might be nothing, but be careful because it's building up carbonation. So sometimes you open it, and just like your kitchen's covered. So be very careful, be very slow. And once you feel like you've had, a couple times where it's like got a lot of carbonation, then you put it in the fridge. And then it will be totally cool and it will sit in the fridge for a long time, and whenever you open it up it'll be nice and bubbly. But make sure you burp it. If you forget about these things, if you leave them, there could be some explosions. These bottles aren't likely to explode, but you never know, so be careful and be smart. Kombucha, amazing, but also life, amazing. I just want to reiterate, wherever you're at right now, whatever your situation is, being in the human experience, being able to grow your life, being able to make changes, being able to think for yourself, these are things that change. You might see me and think that I'm, beyond or what's possible or whatever. You might look at it, oh, he's got a YouTube channel and he does things and whatever, but it's not about that. Everyone starts out in the very basic place and you grow your life. It's little things. It's easy to look at something as complicated, like to see someone playing guitar and be like, wow, they're super good, but everything starts out really simple. Kombucha is a great example of something that you can do and make for yourself. But whatever you're feeling inspired by, whatever is, lighting you up in the morning, even if you're like not sure what your passion is, like, is there any inkling of something that you're like curious about? You might think it's out there and it's too far beyond you, but if you're curious about it, give it a try. Don't worry about it being perfect. There's so many people that are perfectionists out there that just want things to be perfect, so they never do anything. They never put out their writings or their music or whatever it is. They never share anything because they want it to be perfect. But it's oftentimes just an excuse because it's scary. It's vulnerable to put stuff out there, to put ourselves out there in the world. But just do it for yourself first. And once you start to feel good, you'll start to get the feedback from people in your life saying, hey, I really like that. And it will continue to garner and you'll continue to grow. So find something, you have a little bit of spark of passion. You don't need to be like super passionate about anything if you're feeling unsure. Just something that interests you and follow it. Jump on the train, go for a ride, see what happens. And peace out.